Hello and happy Sunday. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I just wanted to hop on really quick because the opening of the commodities markets has been a little exciting this afternoon. If you're following natural gas and oil, those prices gapped down pretty dramatically there on the open. And I wanted to take a minute to review the chart with you. This is crude oil on the 20-day 1 hour chart. So I opened up my TPO profile study, which is where I like to take a look at the low order flow nodes for an idea of where the price is likely to head. And then I pop down to the 5 minute chart, which is where I prefer to trade. And as you can see, the price is steadily heading down into this low order flow node. I apologize for the sound quality today. I'm a little under the weather, but I wanted to pop on and make a video anyway. Let's get rid of this TPO profile. I don't prefer to keep it up while I'm analyzing or trading. So we're looking at oil crossing over some pretty important levels here. This is a previous support from a few days back. It's trending in a zone that it's been bouncing in and out of. There are a lot of economic conditions happening across the world right now that are impacting the price of oil. I highly recommend that you take a look at the news and see what things tend to impact oil trade, travel, all sorts of factors, war. So right now we're looking at the tensions in the Middle East, the threats of escalating tensions there, the OPEC meeting coming up later this week where they're talking about controlling supply. There's been some news from Russia in the oil world, and also the trade issues with China and the coronavirus have been negatively impacting oil prices or positively impacting if you happen to be looking for a good place to buy. Something that I've mentioned in the past, and I recommend everybody take a look at, it's a 20-year chart on oil. And I have noticed that during presidential election cycles, we tend to get a pretty big gap down in oil prices. I don't have that drawn out here on my chart, but take a minute to pull up the 20-minute chart if you have that available on your platform, and just see what you think about that analysis. We are going into a U.S. election year cycle. We've got a double top here. It's just breaking down through support and resistance levels, breaking through zones. So I see that there is definitely some potential room for more moves to the downside. Let's take a look at this price level here from 2016, which of course was our last presidential election cycle, and price per barrel dropped all the way down with a wick to around $26.20. So it's something to pay attention to. Looking at the patterns and how the price is and is not holding up. So we've got a combination of technical and fundamental factors impacting oil at this point. I am not sure if I'm going to take a position this afternoon. I do like that oil has been bouncing out of this range in the last few days. However, if we take a look at the volume on all of these futures compared to what it normally is during the week, it's pretty low on the weekend. /ES is starting to pick up, so I may look there for a trade. if I decide to take a position this afternoon. Natural gas and oil are just so much lower than they normally are. I'm not really comfortable hopping into one of those positions. Anyway, I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I'm going to let you go. We'll just really briefly take a look at natural gas. So I guess I lied, I'm not going to let you go just yet. While we're looking this up, if you would take a minute to hit that like button, I greatly appreciate it. It helps with the algorithms on YouTube, and I'd really like to help get some of this analysis and my trading ideas and trading recaps out to other new traders in the hopes that it helps to improve all of our P&L. Okay, so this is a 180-day chart on natural gas. If you've been following it, it has been dropping for the last several months due to oversupply and warmer weather in the US over this past winter. I drew my hypothetical zones in earlier on the larger time frames with the TPO profile. So we've been looking for natural gas to touch down into this 1.7 to 1.6 area, and to add on top of the past several months worth of fundamental reasons for the price to be heading downward, we now have China possibly not intending to pay the full amounts that they had agreed upon for liquid natural gas contracts due to many issues happening in their country right now. And if they do decide to renegotiate those prices lower, or to not take delivery of that liquid natural gas at all, that would cause an additional oversupply here in the United States, which could potentially drive the price down even further. So just that we're all on the same page here, we opened up here on Sunday, February 9th, with a big gap down on all of that news. And let's back it out to the 180 chart. So we see definitely some additional potential downside. I'm not looking to go long on natural gas right now, but we'll see what the next couple of days looks like. It could wick down into these lower zones and take a trip right back up to the top of the channel, or it could continue further down into not recently charted territory. Let's just swing out to the 10-year chart really quickly before we hop off. So here in 2016 again, we had the price down to 1.611, and it looks to be headed in that direction again. Only time will tell. So be careful trading these out there. Make sure you take your time to do your due diligence. None of my videos are intended to give you entry points or exit points. These are fully educational videos intended to be used for entertainment purposes and not for you to make trade decisions based on. Hopefully I will have some time to post some trade recap videos later this week. It's been a really busy week or two for me, so I haven't gotten many up there, and I apologize. I hope everyone has an enjoyable rest of your Sunday evening, and if you haven't hit that like button already, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. And remember, take your losses as early as you can when you realize that the trade is turning against you. I've heard from several very experienced traders that if you take your losses early, you can always get back in again if the trend does start heading in your direction. But chances are that if you try to hold out through a move that has turned around early in your trade, you're probably going to end up costing yourself quite a bit more money as time goes on. So remember risk management and position sizing, and let's get those profit and loss statements growing. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Bye.